You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. An early morning fire destroyed Hillside Farms Educational Center in Jackson Township. Fire crews were called to the farm in the back mountain around 5 a.m., where flames were seen coming from the roof when firefighters arrived. The farm served as an educational center for people throughout the community. It offered summer camps and included a dairy store where customers could purchase fresh milk, ice cream, and souvenirs. It took crews about an hour to bring the fire under control, and the building was deemed a total loss. Officials say that, fortunately, no animals were harmed during the fire, and no other injuries were reported. A state police deputy fire marshal was called in to investigate the cause of that fire in Jackson Township. A non-competitive hiring process brought in over 10 applicants to the Hazleton Police Department. City Council voted back in January to temporarily enact the policy that allows applicants from other states to apply to the department. So far, about a dozen active police officers throughout Pennsylvania have applied through the non-competitive process. City officials will conduct background checks and investigate to see if any of the candidates have ever faced disciplinary action while working for other law enforcement agencies. The department currently has 7 open positions, which are expected to be filled by summer in order to bring the 39-member police department to 46. Applications can be found on the City of Hazleton's website. A Carbon County man's behind bars after being found in possession of over 10 pounds of marijuana. Narcotics agents in Jim Thorpe served a search warrant at the home of 23-year-old Chris Childs back on February 15th. Authorities seized around 11 pounds of suspected marijuana, over $38,000 in cash, and drug paraphernalia. Childs was charged with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. He was taken to Carbon County Prison for lack of $50,000 bail. A Saturday night traffic stop led to the arrest of a Carbondale woman. Hughstown police pulled over a Toyota Camry being driven by 19-year-old Emilasia Nicole Evans. Evans told officers there wasn't anything illegal in her car and consented to a search, but later admitted that she had an illegal substance in her bra. She allegedly removed 10 packages of suspected crack cocaine from her undergarment. She also told police that she hid another 83 bags of the illegal substance in a body cavity. She was charged with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance and intent to deliver a controlled substance. She was taken to Luzerne County Prison unable to post $45,000 bail. After today, AT&T customers with flip phones and older devices won't be able to use wireless data or make calls. The company announced it'll shut down its 3G wireless network to provide 5G and other advanced network services. The shutdown doesn't only affect cell phones either. The network also provides service to medical alert devices, home alarm systems, and ankle monitors. People with older phones will also lose the ability to call 911. Sprint also announced that it's shutting down its 3G network at the end of March. Customers with older devices can avoid an interruption in service by upgrading their products. Visit fcc.gov for more information on cell phone service provider plans. 3 candidates for Luzerne County Manager were chosen to be recommended to County Council. The Manager Search Committee finished its interview process Monday and narrowed down the list of applicants to 3. The committee is scheduled to recommend the applicants to Council so that they can perform their own review. Council will also send the applicants' information to the County Human Resources Department for background checks. When Council receives the results, they'll then hold an executive session to review the information on March 3rd and contact the applicants on March 4th to schedule in-person interviews. Council could vote on who will become the next Luzerne County Manager at its March 22nd meeting. The owner of a Hazleton company pled guilty in federal court Thursday for failing to collect and pay over several years' worth of required federal payroll taxes. An IRS criminal investigation was done on 34-year-old Charles Ehrenberg, who owns Ehrenberg Roofing and Construction Incorporated. As owner, he was required to and responsible for collecting and paying federal payroll taxes, including Federal Insurance Contribution Act taxes, but willfully failed to pay $185,682 to the IRS from 2017 through 2020. The maximum penalty is 5 years imprisonment, a term of supervised release following imprisonment, and a fine. Members of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce met this afternoon for a women's-only luncheon, and our Mackenzie Ocker has the details.
The Chamber held its first luncheon of the year at the Top of the 80s restaurant. The luncheon was held to give women the opportunity to network with each other and to listen to guest speaker Dr. Patricia Rodriguez-Hudson.
Self-care is extremely important to myself. Having been in the healthcare field for over 35 years, I was fortunate to learn very early on about self-care, and then as life evolves and you have children and families and everything else going on with your career, self-care is even more important because often we are the last ones that we think of, and the best way I can describe self-care is giving others the best of you, not the rest of you.
Dr. Rodriguez-Hudson is the founder and director of Country Heart Farm 501c3 and is based in the Hazleton area as a certified nurse practitioner and mental health specialist. Their mission is based on helping those to live an enjoyable and meaningful life through self-care.
If you're interested in seeking services at Country Heart Farm, I would suggest checking out our website, which is www.countryheartfarm.org, and looking at the services and pictures and seeing if we might be a good fit for you. And if we are, then you can, there's forms on the website where you can do a self-referral, or a teacher or a traditional talk therapist can refer, and we can take it from there.
As we go through our everyday lives, we often forget to think about ourselves, especially the women who are involved with their own business and careers.
I thought the event was great. It's wonderful tips on self-care, because especially in today's world, we are so busy. We are looking at ways to protect ourselves through COVID, and this was just another reminder that we need to look out for number one, and that's us, and the different ways that we can protect ourselves and take care of self-care and make ourselves a priority over everything else.
At every luncheon event through the Chamber, a fundraiser is held for young women in the Hazleton area.
We raise money, the Women's Committee does raise money for an empowerment grant for women who are attending school and are looking to stay here within the Hazleton area. So each event that we host, women participate by purchasing 50/50s, and the money raised goes toward a woman who is pursuing her education and looking to stay within the Hazleton area. Last year, they awarded a $2,000 scholarship to one of the women in the community.
If you would like more information on or interested in Country Heart Farm, head to countryheartfarm.org. Reporting in Hazleton for Wyln News, I'm Mackenzie Ocker.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Coming up on Wyln News, it's 2/22/22, plus Pennsylvania potholes and a new Krispy Kreme collab. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the Wyln News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Today is Tuesday, the 22nd day of February, or 2/22/22. The fact that a day of twos falls on a day that actually sounds like the number sure makes for something interesting. February 22nd, 2022 is a palindrome date, meaning that it can be read the same way backward and forward. Last year contained a total of 22 palindrome dates, including January 2nd, which became the first inauguration day to be a palindrome date. According to the Farmer's Almanac, the next palindromic inauguration will be on 1/20/3021. Some cultures believe these dates to be lucky, which is why many couples choose them for their wedding celebrations. So you could wait for 3/3/33, but that's 11 years away. And Three's Day just doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? If they weren't bad before all the constant freezing and thawing we've experienced so far, we're seeing more potholes developing on roadways and interstates across Pennsylvania. PennDOT crews are out and about filling those pesky potholes with what officials describe as a cold patch, which is a mixture of oil and stone that holds up better in cold temperatures. Crews will cut a square around the pothole to make it even on each side before putting the mixture in and sealing it up. Once it starts warming up again and asphalt plants start reopening in late March or April, crews will be able to fill them permanently. Another factor, cars themselves. The weight of a car driving over a pothole expands it to make it worse. Dodging them is a pain and can do costly damage to your car. So if you do hit one, claims can be submitted on PennDOT's website. For more info or to report potholes, call 1-800-FIX-ROAD or visit penndot.gov online. Krispy Kreme and Twix joined forces to create two new crunchy and caramel donut delights. The two brands came together for 2 weeks to offer two new donuts with a twist. One being an eclair-style donut stuffed with a full-sized Twix bar and chocolate cream, dipped in chocolate icing with a caramel and chocolate drizzle, and Twix cookie crumbs on top. The second's a ring-sized donut filled with salted caramel cream, dipped in chocolate icing, drizzled in caramel, with Twix cookie crumbs around it. You can get the donuts individually or ask for a Twix dozen, which will come with 4 eclairs, 4 caramel cookie, and 4 original glazed donuts. Mini caramel cookie donuts are also available. These tasty treats can be found at Krispy Kreme locations until March 6th. Coming up on Yorkville's News Choice, we bring back snow squall safety on this Trooper Talk Tuesday. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 2. Stay with us.
Nick Bolton here with the latest from Bell & Howell. We call them tack glasses. Inspired by the sunglasses worn by our heroes in uniform, tack glasses block blinding glare so well, invisible objects suddenly become visible. Enhance colors to give you vision as sharp as an eagle's and survive even the harshest conditions. Look, ordinary sunglasses just make things darker, which could be deadly in a tactical situation. Tack glasses improve optical clarity so you can see clearly even in low light. If you've never seen how this light filtering technology works, check this out. Nothing to see, right? But look again as we hold up our tack glasses. A colorful American eagle is revealed. Amazing!
Act now to get your tack glasses for just $19.99, and we'll even ship it to you free. So don't delay. Order yours today.
To order, call 1-800-287-3213. Again, that's 1-800-287-3213, or order online at trytackglasses.com.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
This week for Let's Talk Chiropractic, where we'll have Miriam on with her incredible disposition, how she overcame all these terrible things in a car accident. Tune in.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Trooper Talk Tuesday here on Wyln. We are joined, as always, by State Trooper Anthony Petrosky. Welcome.
Happy to be here.
All right, folks, with the winter here, it is going to be snow on the ground. There's going to be ice. There's going to be a lot of different things going on. You're going to hit some squalls. You're going to have some days where, there's just light snow drifting down. But when we're out on the roads, we got to be safe with that. When we're taking our cars out, whether it's going to work or taking the kids to school or just, having a drive, you got to be careful out there, and we're going to talk about a few things to prepare just in case. One, you get caught in the snow, you see an accident or are caught in an accident, and then snow squalls, which we've experienced a lot up here, and just something you need to be prepared for. So why don't we just start off with the general, there's going to be snow on the ground, black ice, those kind of typical things during the winter that people need to prepare for.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not a big snow guy, but eventually we're going to get some snow here. We've had a little bit last week. The biggest thing is preparing for it. Make sure your vehicle is good to go. Make sure the tire pressure is where it should be. Make sure the battery's charged up. Make sure you have a full tank of gas if you're going to be traveling and you think there's going to be snow. It's always a good idea to check on the weather if you're going to be going to work or going somewhere. Be prepared. Have an emergency kit. Maybe some water, some food rations in there, and a charger for your cell phone, because we have Interstate 80 and 81 in the area, and a lot of times when we get these snowstorms, something can happen on the interstate where we have to shut the interstate down for a while, and unfortunately you're stuck there for a little bit. So to have this emergency kit in your vehicle where it's cold out and you don't want to leave your car running the whole time, now you can put a blanket on you. It pays off. It really does. It's all about planning ahead. Going under the speed limit when it snows. These snow squalls can be very dangerous, especially on the interstate traveling at high speed. So if you're ever on the interstate or even on a local county road and it's snow squall, put your four-ways on, especially if you drop down below the posted speed limit. This way, if there's a vehicle approaching behind, they know something's going on. You have your four-way flashers on, your emergency flashers, and they could slow down. Anytime it's raining or snowing in Pennsylvania, you're required to have, anytime you have your windshield wipers on, you're required to have your lights on your vehicle. So that counts for snow too. If your windshield wipers are on, your headlights must be on. It's all about seeing and being seen.
And I guess to go along with that, even right now, folks, while we're in the studio, there's rain falling down.
Yes, there is.
And luckily today, the weather is a little bit better. Even though there's rain, it's still a warmer temperature out. But in these circumstances, December is going to hit, especially January. I feel like it's really when it gets super cold. It's going to freeze, and that's going to create ice, and black ice especially. So for those watching, how should they prepare kind of with ice? Because I know it's a little bit harder to see than snow, and black ice especially. It's hard to see on the road. What's
it
to
is.
do?
And you know what? The big thing is don't be in a rush. Leave a little bit earlier. Take your time when you're getting home. You never know when you're going to hit that ice that's on the road that's very difficult to see. Take your time. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. You'll get home. You want to make sure you get home safe. That's the important thing. Make sure you get home safe. And when we talk about snow and ice, it's important to mention that you need to clean off your entire vehicle. Not just that little tiny area to where you can see through. You need to clean off so you can see out your windows, your rear view mirror, your rear window. You need to be able to see out all of this. And we don't want the snow and ice to get dislodged and get thrown from your vehicle and hit another vehicle. Clean off the vehicle, warm it up. Make sure if you warm it up, you use a keyless starter so nobody can take your vehicle. But you know, just planning ahead, and it's all about safety. You want to make sure you're going from point A to point B and you're getting there safe.
And I guess lastly, unfortunately, sometimes you will hit something or will slide in the snow and you get to a point where you're like, well, I can't drive anymore. I need to pull over. And I guess for people in those situations, what's the best thing to do? Obviously have your emergency kit as we spoke,
Yes.
but is there anything else they need to keep in mind if they have to pull over and get out of the situation that they're in?
Yeah, always have your emergency flashers on. We recommend in a snowstorm, try to get off at the next exit. Because unfortunately, even if you pull over off of the road all the way, if a big truck is coming down the road and they lose control, they could slide off the road and hit your vehicle. If you're stuck, you're stuck. Call 911. We'll get a tow truck out there. We'll get you off the road. But if you can make it to the next exit, pull off the next exit and sit in a parking lot somewhere until it's safe to drive. That's our recommendation.
All right. All right, folks. I know that the snow and ice can be frustrating, and especially driving out there on the road. We all got to get to work. We all got to do our thing, but sometimes we're going to hit it, and the important thing is to be safe out there. Take it slow, prepare, be ahead of the game, and just make sure that you get there on time without having to worry about speeding or anything like that. Take your time and be safe out there. Thank you for talking with us.
You're welcome.
And thank you, folks, for joining us here on Trooper Talk Tuesday on WYLN.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Imagine being free from the pain normal exercise can cause. Introducing the Teeter Freestep.
Featuring patented stride technology licensed from commercial high-end physical therapy equipment, Freestep is the only home-use stepper with this unique, gentle, linear motion, delivering the best in low-impact exercise.
It's almost like the machines that I had at physical therapy. The Freestep has been a lifesaver for me. It really has.
93% of users surveyed reported the Freestep was easier on their knees and back than other cardio options.
I've tried the elliptical, I've tried the stationary bike. The Freestep answered so many of the issues that I had. I can get a full body workout and not be in pain while I'm doing it.
The Freestep engages both the upper and lower body, boosting calorie burn by more than 17% and distributing muscle exertion so your workout feels easier.
Instead of sitting in my favorite chair, now I'm sitting on Freestep. I can watch TV. I'm moving my legs, I'm moving my arms. Before I know it, the show's over and I just got a great workout without even thinking about it.
Call or go to tryfreestep.com to learn more.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Dr. Anthony Valence leading the way again into part 2 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Dr. Anthony Valence. So we talked about the early life and, you went to college, got your early education, and kind of went to be a teacher for 5 years. So where did that transition come, where you decided to follow a medical path?
Well, actually, it came about when I was teaching school. Kind of an interesting, little way that it happened. I really enjoyed when the kids had problems. And not that I didn't like teaching them something, but I really enjoyed when they would come to me with an issue or a problem. And I found a lot of reward in that and a lot of reward in helping them.
Yeah.
And I was living at the time in Elizabethtown, which is right down the road from the Hershey Medical Center. And I don't know, just kind of I can't honestly say one event triggered it, but just kind of got interested in that whole process of just more dealing with problems and helping people and feeling that reward that you feel when you really you feel like you made an impact in somebody's life. And it just seemed like a natural thing to do. It seemed daunting at the time because I had to go back and do some pre-med and then med school and then residency and what have you. It took a lot of years, but certainly glad I did it, obviously. Certainly enjoy what I do, and I would never do anything else, to be honest with you. But yeah, I can't honestly say that it was one specific event. It was more just like everything happening all at one time, where I was, what I was doing, just a whole lot of things going on at the same time.
And if you can, like a brief summary of just how that medical process went through, where you went to educate yourself in the medical field.
Sure.
And then.
Well, I needed pre-med, so I went to Franklin and Marshall, which is a wonderful school in Lancaster, and they have a great pre-med program. And so that was a big help, was that I was able to get into Franklin and Marshall, get my pre-med done there. And that opened the door for me to get into medical school, where I went to Hershey, which is where I wanted to go again, because I lived there, I was familiar with the area, and I just loved the area and loved the whole school itself. And then after that, did my residency through a Temple program, and eventually moved back to Hazleton after that, after training.
All right, folks. Check back tomorrow as Dr. Valence continues leading the way into part 3 of this week's segment. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.